But do you want to know why he keeps on experimenting? Because he came into my space, and initially I didn't want him, and then he made me want him, and I capitulated to that wanting. I essentially, basically responded to his witchcraft. I got feelings, and I ran with them. And ever since then, he's been trying to do the same thing he did, like reimagine it, like reverse engineer the first set of circumstances that made me accommodate him. And he can't bring them back. You know why? Because I got to a point where whatever was false, whatever was dishonorable, whatever was unjust, whatever was impure, whatever was ugly, whatever was not commendable, and whatever lacked excellence, whatever was unworthy of praise, I threw them out and I started ignoring them. I conquered by the Spirit of the living God. And once I moved past a certain barrier, there was no turning back. He's been trying for years to come back in. The same thing is also true of my ex-boyfriend. Trying, but can't. Why? Because once I find out that we are tagata, boy, shame, you're done for. Once I get even a whiff of indaba yokuthi umuntu ungimanipulating ngemithi, aphelile shem. It's over. And irrecoverably, there's no turning back. Bazam. Just the other day, I dreamt about some dude here, yes, guys. Man, these guys, I can understand. And this guy was like, he's probably trying to tether me. Some dude that I only went on one date with. He had a girlfriend. I had a boyfriend at the time that we met. And there was mad chemistry, big chemistry. And one time during a breakup with my boyfriend, I agreed to go on one date with him while he was still with his woman, though. Played games around, dilly-dallied, what a fish paste. And then I made a decision that this guy's gonna string me along. I'm gonna make his indecision concerning either me or his girlfriend easy. I'm gonna let him go and choose his woman. He hated that I pumagui and then tethered me with witchcraft. Said that I get right in my life thing and that everything of mine is gonna crash and burn. He hurt me spiritually. He was selfish and greedy. He ultimately went on to marry that woman, but he was upset with the fact that I didn't give him a chance to basically play with two women at the same time. I can say, who's that guy? I'm in love with these two chicks. I don't know which one to pick. Am I confused because I want one of them? Am I confused because I don't want to lose none of them? I forgot that song, but he was singing that, is it Stilo or Skilo or whatever that song? Yeah, two chicks. Whatever the name of that song was from back in the day, you remember it. Yeah, that guy wanted to do that with me and his woman and his midi. I would have been the one to come later. So for those reasons, I would have always been the side piece. But he was in love with me enough for him to make me one of those side pieces that actually linger for like a year, 2, 3, 4. That's got another woman, like in parallel. And then when I try to leave, he would tether me with witchcraft. When that other woman would try to leave, tether her with witchcraft. I don't try to leave too. We are donkeys on a noose. Even though we're stubborn and we're trying to leave, he nonetheless feels like he's brittling us. About two chicks. I was like, this guy's not gonna do this to me. I do know what kind of woman he was with. Because they always end up together. I dreamed about that woman refusing to let me see him when I go and his ancestors, she was working with them to keep him in their house, in that house, and to block him from seeing me. So so I didn't stand a chance. And he vimbered me with Miti. So Bali tuned for like Nilbaloi. So like I said, they went into the sunset together, they deserve each other. They are in a witchcraft marriage and their ancestral worship, let them keep that thing. But that dude has never forgotten about me. He's been following me around pretty much ever since. Asking himself big haughty questions like, did I make the right choice? Did I make the right choice? Why did I pass her up? Why did I? And recently, get yet another dream again where he's trying. I'm in love with these things. I don't know which one to pick. Am I confused because I don't want to lose none of them? Yeah. I got two chicks again. I'm like, dude, I don't actually be messing with Jacques as Dej Loaf, looking at a dude that's with another chick, and I'm actually singing, can we get a room? And you don't gotta tell nobody. It's just me and it's just you. And what we're doing is private. I know you really, really want me, but you belong to somebody else. Both wanna be together, but we can't act on it, cause you belong to somebody else. I'm not that girl anymore. I was just telling myself, but I like him, he's cute, yo. Futhi boyfriend I'm young Kenya. Like, come on. I don't want to regret my life thing. I'll leave my ex if you leave your ex. I'll leave mine if you leave yours. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. I was prepared to leave my boyfriend for that guy if he would leave his woman for me, but I'm not that woman anymore. I'm not her anymore. I got born again. Marlo Muntu has never gotten saved, so he's still carnal, he's still worldly, he's still on that I know you I really want it. But you belong to Jesus Christ. Both wanna be together, but we can eat. He's still singing that stupid song. But I'm like, singing that manje ke mogolo ke OC jano. Ke motona abuti. I'm not a kind anymore. So because I'm not a kind anymore, I don't sing dumb songs that lefati. I don't break amanyalo. I don't insist on a dude owning blah blah. This guy, however, in my dream, was still very much in that Jacques tip. He was still very much on that I'm in love with these cheeks. I don't know which one I pick. He was still very much on that tip. And all I could think about when I woke up from that little nightmarish, ridiculous Korobela dream was, I was spazzing over you once upon a time, naked slang. Out here losing my mind every time he would say hi Karabo, because he had this voice. Yeah, red guy. Yes, but anyway, making a voice and it deep. Yeah, that guy at some point, but like back then, a little kind. I was a child. Even though I was a whole grown woman working in corporate South Africa, I had the heart van a kind Hlongwane, man. I walked away from childish ways, and so now I don't just look at a cute dude. I just confused, apprehensive about his girl, his wife, his whatever. When he's actually looking at me, I'm not trying to make any man confused about the woman he is married to. That's adultery. I'm trying to make men banyetseng or batho go ministry nyaka cause ke ba confuser because bati confuser. They put themselves in a position of sotlech over what they imagine to be if only I had met her first. Get out and go and love the woman of your youth and always be perpetually intoxicated by her love. May you forever enjoy the breasts of the wife of your youth. Go basic like queen. Yeah. But like I said, this when a rando is out here holding you hostage, skadi marionette strings. When a rando is doing that to you, like it feels very catastrophic. Sorry, it's violent to the level of pull, tethering that you feel to them in a way that doesn't quite exist in an organic breakup, where you can just eat some ice cream over a couple of months and then recover over time. And also another reaction to relationships that break up horribly, that where it is that one person was manipulating the other spiritually, is that there tends to be so much bitterness on the other side of it that there is no cordiality. There's no agreeing to disagree. There's no having a mature relationship with each other for the sake of the kids if you're co-parenting or whatever. There is also no, what do you call this? Like just when you see each other in the mall, you're like, hi Temba, and he's like, hi Lerato. Nice to see you, okay, bye. Yeah, there's no cordiality. So much beef. There's so much anger. There's so much violence that the two people end up hating each other. Lack of maturity. Look, I understand that worldly couples can break up like that, where there is no magic involved. But where there is magic involved, it's inevitable that there will be a severity of violent desire on the part of each party. Because witchcraft is this manipulation tool, the person in question that was manipulating with spells will also even go out of their way to like literally destroy the life of the ex-girlfriend or the ex-boyfriend. They will sabotage your career. They will sabotage your new prospects for love. They will sabotage your, like anything you touch will turn to dust. Because these people were manipulated spiritually. Guys. They can never just let bygones be bygones, let sleeping dogs lie. They are dystopian that way. Like I said, dystopia is breathing through gills. Because magic, power ya mate. It uses magic witchcraft here in Africa. We are just dealing with marine spirits a lot. You will literally endure a dystopia at the hands of these people. So what I'm trying to help you get at is, first and foremost, teach yourselves to identify a witch in the room. See catfishing for what it is, because God will be faithful to show it to you. And once you've discovered that you've been catfished, get over whatever feelings you as at the date of discovering the catfish have. Get over those feelings and trust that you will be enabled to overcome them. Insofar as you take this to God, you fast, pray. After a day, a week, like Papa, it could be as immediate as straight away. Or it could be gradual in the sense that it'll take perhaps a week, maybe 3 weeks. But it's not gonna linger for 3 months, 4 months, 7 months. Where it is that after a year of you breaking up from someone that catfished you, you're like, oh, but he was so cute though. You're not gonna have that nostalgia. You're not gonna have those reminiscent memories. Because it was never organic. It wasn't real. It was demonic. You're not gonna be perpetually just looking into the sky thinking about their smile. The way that you would about an organic ex-boyfriend that you broke up from because, distance or whatever. You didn't like the long-distance relationship. Yeah. A man or a woman, thing, if you fast and pray, you get over them so quickly. You get over them so fast. So this stuff is indeed just like that. It's easy come, easy go. It's fool's gold. It is a lie from the pit of hell. They are deceived by the devil. They can't really truly have love. The devil has come to steal, kill, and destroy. So therefore, when they get themselves romance through magic, they find out the hard way that this thing does not linger, it does not rest, it doesn't last. And umuntu, the person that they manipulate spiritually, also is like proper, always a punyugabampete. They're always a flight risk. They're always a flight risk, and they have to keep on investing in witchcraft to keep them around. And if they should discover that they have been bewitched, more so is there going to be a very turbulent breakup. It's going to cause so much hatred and irritation of the fact that they found out that they were manipulated. Abantu, when they find out ukuthi bathakathiwe, bayakwata, guys. I mean, all you need to do is listen to me. Listen, latch onto all of the words that come out of my mouth when I am describing all the adjectives that I use to pin to abathakathi angibafuna labakande khona. Ake batle nna o tlo control, ake ntla e tlo feelang ka re nna e tlo move left to right and tlo gore footstep ya o qala. What direction it must go. The level of control and manipulation, as soon as I find out ukuthi umuntu try to do that to me, try to literally make me iskova, just moving left to right according to their whim, it peeves me. I get so angry. I get big mad. And I write them off. I door slam them, making it impossible for them to ever come back into my space again. Habana get a chance. Because who do you think you are? Udotata imilenze yam and atrophy the muscles in them. Besa uzienza my wheelchair, wheeling me everywhere. Cause you took away my ability yoguza hambela mina. You took away my ability to walk. Kangutungu who? Exactly. Who do you think you are? Yabazonda, I've been saying it for a minute. I guess baiskelem sabalwe man bahlanye. Otlo batlanjo lonka bophelo ba motho kaofela o tswetsweng with genes and everything. Unique identifier from the sky, from heaven, and then determined according to your fallen brain, a putrid, and nugai. Ukuthi uzo control impilo yomuntu that's got a completely different genetic makeup from anyone else on earth. Umuntu nama fingerprints are different from everybody on the earth. You think ukuthi when you can, with somebody made so uniquely by God. You think that when you can rock up and and determine the course of their life, having your own course determined for you by a holy God. It's naive and it's arrogant. I can't stand them. And bafuna batong man. All I can think about is who do you think you are? Every footstep that I take in the kitchen to so much as drink water, you are ordering it? Yes, like it, but it's narcissistic. And as soon as I find out that was in my life that was doing that to me, shame. Habalibon. Haona moto oblomang mo life nyaka na oke motolang. Oke mo bankang. Karabishi. Not even one. I need spy. So I guess that's why they need that's why they need to lie. They're full of gaslighting. Do you understand? It's not enough to merely run with the fact that because the love that is induced in your heart by witchcraft magic is dangerous. No Bina with Beyonce, they came like Disney's child. Dangerously in love, I am in love with you. Love set me free. You will probably feel that kind of crazy because you can't explain why you don't understand why. Whereas before like proper, you will feel like you've lost your strength to live. You will feel like you have lost your strength, your resolve, your strength of character. You'll feel like with time, you've become more naive. Whereas time is supposed to make people more mature, more cynical, essentially. And yet, with people that are manipulating you spiritually, you're gonna struggle to get out of relationships where, as a teenage girl, it was so easy for you to dump some dude. And apparently teenagers are the ones here that are naive. They're the ones that are out there getting pulled by the nose, that are impressionable. They can get tossed to and from by every wind of lerato. But here it is that you're chilling as a 35-year-old woman struggling to let a man go. and you ask yourself, why was I so easily able to let go from the guy that broke my virginity? The guy that had that kind of hold on me. But when he was acting a fool. But lo, what's going on there? Why on and then you find out busy marionette strings. He's busy with strings, holding you hostage in a relationship that when you leave, you feel like an orchestra that is out of tune is playing, and unless you make it stop, you're not gonna be fine. Unless you make it stop, you're not ever gonna be okay. Unless you make it stop, you're not ever gonna be okay. Yeah, spiritual catfishing is dire, and I keep on getting dreams of men presenting themselves in one way, in waking life. Men I know in waking life, presenting themselves in one way in my dream, and I know how they look in waking life, and I'm like, these body apps, they can literally put a six-pack on a man with a pot belly. These body apps can put calves on a woman with jelly thighs, with jelly calves, and a V with a woman that has jelly legs. They can completely remove every last trace of cellulite on your body. They can give you a cinched waist when you're straight like a plank. Yeah, they can also increase your height. There is a body app that is actually uploaded on my the device that I'm recording from right now. I downloaded it because I was looking for makeup. Because remember, before I settled with UCam makeup, I was being tossed to and from pillar to post because my videos would not export for beyond 5 minutes. And so I wanted something that would linger longer until I fought UCam and they gave me my rights to export as lengthy videos as I desire to. So I downloaded this one app called Pretty Up. Thank you. You can actually go on the Google Play Store and download that application called Pretty Up. The Pretty Up app, I was not looking for it for the sake of adjusting my body. I wanted it for nothing but makeup. I just wanted their makeup features. Because that's what I'm getting for right now, right? Yeah. But in all of the plethora of things they offer in that app is the ability to sculpt your body, to tone your body, to basically rock up here having never seen the gymnasium a single day in your life and end up looking on that app like you are a bodybuilder. I mean, like, technology has actually made people such liars, okay? Yeah. Cool beans and banana. So you can literally start a fitness Instagram page using that Pretty Up application and lie to people that you are lifting and make a whole bunch of money looking like a fitness influencer. But when people see you out there in the mall, like pudgy, soft, when people see you out there in the streets hopping up and down, you have no definition at all. But that app can make it look like you are ripped. Do you understand? Yeah, that's what's good. In my dreams, I literally keep getting catfished like that, almost like a person is using Pretty Up to give themselves a six-pack. I told you guys about this random lackluster man, the carpenter that was for my mom, that he is some tiny little pipsqueak. He's scrawny, almost sisane. But in my dream, I am slightly taller than him, and on top of that, he is narrow in comparison to me. I look fat next to him. I got a lot more meat on my body. He keeps on reinvesting in witchcraft. I told you, but and in my dreams, in my one dream, literally I was catfished in a dream. I was catfished in a dream where I saw this guy walking towards the kitchen to enter into the house from the back, and he had these broad shoulders. He was tall, he was thicker, orky, muscular. And in my dream, I remember thinking, well, you've changed. You look a little bit beefier than what I'm used to. Maybe it's Ojima. Ojima can lay your height. Ojima lay your height. Otlokhola can lay height, the centimeters. A man in your 40s. Ojima ne height. Yo, yazan guys. Kyanyanisa, what people do in the occult, yazwa. They are exactly like catfishers. They're exactly like influencers that out here literally have entire, like, big fat chunky channels on YouTube. Influencers that out here have entire big fat accounts with millions of followers on TikTok to do fitness, to do makeup, beauty, and then they completely change their appearance. Like, completely change their appearance as a means of basically creating a career out of a look that is not truly yours, making themselves someone that they are absolutely not. But because you see them for who you can recognize their faces, because these things, albeit them tweaking you up and changing your nose and whatnot, does not, you can still see that it's Karabo, you can still see that it's Pinky, Maina, Lerato, and Leonard, right? You can still see who it is. So these people get bumped into and then harassed on the street, accosted by mad mobs of fans that say, but like you look nothing like this in reality. You look nothing like this in reality. I look up to you. I literally follow your makeup tats. Oh, never mind makeup. I'm not even talking even in that space. But the ones about fitness are the worst. The ones about fitness are literally the worst. Okay? Like, I'm inspired by you and your nutrition journey, your fitness journey. You built so much muscle in just a couple of months, and I'm looking up to you. But then when I see you at the actual gymnasium, or when I see you out there in the mall, or pretty short day, like you look nothing like what you present on the internet. You are essentially a deceiver. You're a deceiver. That's what you are. And in my dream, I was dealing with that kind of catfishing, but on a spiritual level, in a spiritual sense, what it means for them to catfish me like that is that they're actually bigger men than that. They're girthier, they're righteous, they're good, they're wholesome, they're better, they're what it is that I ought to consider. They are godly. They're trying to present themselves as God's gift to me. Right? They're trying to present themselves as God's gift to me. And when I saw this guy looking the girth that he was, as soon as I woke up, I rolled my eyes on some Lenja Lena. He's still busy with witchcraft. Tante he did not just did like last time when I prayed feverishly against his crazy, didn't he just like burst into flames as he was walking and just get incinerated, like as in like literally just become a whole fireball walking and then just cease to exist, like perish right there on the spot. I mean it, I don't care. I can't stand you precisely because of stuff like that. You are just literally presenting yourself as something else in a dream. A person will think that you're the best thing since sliced bread. The worst ones are the sex dreams, where they attack you, ukans. You will be made to have sex in your dreams that is exorbitantly better than anything you can ever experience in waking life. And that will be an imagination that you will latch onto in your mind as to how your experience is going to be with this guy. Only for you to be met with a ridiculous anticlimax. Anticlimax, when you finally do allow yourself to lay with the dude. The Lord is so poignant to warn me of catfishing that there was this one guy by the name of Mandla. I've done a video sharing the experience that I endured under a Mandla. The Lord exposed me this guy, Onangzama, because of having happened upon my content. And in my dream, I kept sleeping around with him all over the show. First and foremost, this Mandla guy hid in my dream. In my dream, no Mandla Mega Fisher, he had hidden that he was a baby daddy of 3 by 3 different baby mamas. He had hidden the fact that he had any children at all and came here to me claiming that Hana girlfriend, Hana wife, nothing. And in my dream, I was fornicating with him. In other words, he was not even my husband. So he was trying to succeed to sleep with me, even out of wedlock, make me ignore my Christian convictions. And then in that dream, I was made to... There was a holiday that I went to, like a little retreat, a getaway that I went to with my ex-boyfriend to try and patch things up because we were always fighting. When I came back from that holiday, even though I was over my ex, I was done like Nangpora. I only accommodated that trip because ungubile. And I went. When I came back, the next couple of days after that, my feelings just got re-energized for this man. I found myself all over again in love with him, feeling like, oh, the retreat worked. Ever since that holiday, no, not ever since that holiday, but we broke up, I came to Christ. The way that the Lord shows me people trying to essentially reignite feelings in my body. He shows me that trip. He's basically telling me that this person that you were with, that trip, remember that one where you went to Mulder's Drift and you booked into some chalets and it was all dull and bland and boring, but you were there because you felt like your ex wanted you there and he wanted you guys to basically, recover the juice in your relationship. Before that day. And that's why your feelings came back, flooding to your heart after that retreat, if you want to call it that. Yes, when I think back on the way that ex of mine used to wreak havoc, yes, like that man not busy guy as well, but God uses that retreat, that little vacation that I had with my ex. He uses it over and over and over again to show me how some of these guys go back to the drawing board to try with me. Hozama, hubona hore nkase thole di feelings, cause this time around, basebediste some other different kind of spell. So that holiday house, that chalet, that room that we were staying in, yeah. That room that we were staying in with my ex, that's where I was busy fornicating with this guy in my dream, this Mandla guy, with the Lord showing me, basically, witchcraft and Jafela involved in inspiring feelings into you. A man that you're gonna jola with that's going to constantly just keep achud pecha. Yeah. And I was busy fornicating with this guy in this dream, and one thing that stuck out was the fact that he was negligible in his nether regions. Unale full stop it dote, like as in barely there. Una seeking it, for lack of a better word. He had nothing. He was tiny. And however, I was busy fornicating with him, and every time I would fornicate with that guy, Umandla, in my dream, I would miss my ex-boyfriend on some kodwa. The last guy before you that I was with was bigger than you. Because one seeking it, I can't marry you because you are worthless down below. God umuntshitse down below, because that's how protective of me he is. Trying to show me that are trying to elevate themselves. They make themselves thick and tall and girthy, like King Kong bashing their chest on a mountaintop in dreams. But the experience that the women that they afflicting a korobela have with them once they are bedded are so lackluster. By a floor palabantu habahoni who deliver. Mara the champion that they are in bed in dreams will cause women to think, I'm definitely going to get mine. Only for them to come out on some, yo, Joe, 5 seconds and he was done. Yo, Joe, he's like a full stop thought. There's nothing going on, God, by the way, before I ended up with him, I even experimented because the experience that I had with him in my dream, I was going to live it out in real life. And then we meet, go to his apartment, and it was like, wah, 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 wah. But you see, I'm saved. And so every time Lamatota show themselves in all their girth in my dreams, the Lord shows me Rava. In waking life, size. The Lord was like, ex-boyfriend. And on top of that, the fact of that matter. With three different baby mamas. But I guess still, people can out-fertilize eggs with limited manhood. So I guess that's how he prospered to out here. Hit a home run. Baby number 4 Linna. And for me to only find out after, that level of deception. That level of catfishing. Do you see how life-destroying stuff like that is? Yeah. If the Lord can go ayokipumandla, full stop yake, down below, what makes you think that wants to make himself look girthier than he truly is? That I guys okay. In my dream, I walk around looking like the Incredible Hulk. Girthy, like muscular. But then he started working in the kitchen like a carpenter. And as he was knocking holes into the cupboard or whatever, Waba shrunken into a dwarf. In black. And I was a giant. And while Bizabwell in a voice is squeaky. You should consider studying IT. Maybe you must register for IT at the university. Register for IT. And I just kept on talking to him on some dwarf. I was like, I've never even liked IT. Essentially, what that was saying in my dream was that this guy wanted to recommend things that I must do with my life, and that he would offer to pay for them so he can slide into my DMs. That's why I get away again, guys. Stop trying to see what you can find that you can fix, that you can correct, that you can out here dust off. Following me, agreeing to accept that help of which you then are gonna infiltrate me. From what the Lord showed me is out here literally calculating it cost to company, how much it would cost to hire me on staff, so that he can hover around in Piloyam until ultimately he has succeeded to seduce me, wants to offer me a job, and is prepared to calculate the cost to company, trying to see how much would this woman be prepared to work for that I can part ways with as an employer, so she can be in my space so I can seduce. That's the one thing. Somebody trying to offer me a job so I can be in the environment for seduction. And then I had a dream about some other dude saying she has to go back to work. Oh, guys, yes, and ish. I dreamt about, I could have told you guys about the guy, the one that I went on a date with that thinks that he's Jacques. Can we get a room? I used to have big mad feelings for that guy. I liked him, but then it don't work, right? In my dream, Kimolorile walking around with him, Anzali busy, ambivalent about his wife and I. And in my dream, we kissed, and I never kissed that guy in waking life. We went on a date, but we didn't even hold hands on that date. It was just us talking the whole time. To some stadium, soccer. He was hosting clients. He was an account manager. I never got to kiss that guy, alright? I don't want to because I could tell that he wanted to string me along and likely make me a lifetime side piece. literally come out of a relationship when and then next thing his side piece for years on end. He was arrogant. Anyway, whatever. I don't know therefore how that guy kisses at all. Yeah, I don't know. But in my dream, we kissed. And we were busy walking around holding hands, falling in love. And he was not singanako. He was beating around the bush, so I'm the one that leaned in for the kiss. And he appeared turned off by that because he wanted to be the one to make the first move. I, in my dream, was like, whatever. So clearly we are spawning over each other, so I might as well just dive in. When I did kiss him, however, his lips were chapped, they were dry, and he couldn't kiss. It was a very disappointing anticlimax of a kiss. Now, I don't know if that's how it truly is with him in waking life, but one thing that is certain is that God was showing me he's not even all that great, but he wants to present as something really lofty. And how that was presented in my dream was in the fact that the kiss was disappointing. It was disappointing. You might have elevated him during the time when you had a big fat crush on him. Cause no really crush. Mara, your experiences with him, if you were to date, no got disappointed over and over and over and over again. Because of the fact that this guy was just gonna keep dropping the ball. He was gonna drop the ball. Similar to you looking at a guy that's got like juicy lips and thinking that, oh, he's probably a really great kisser, and then he floor bahatsi, where's our next? Mechanically he's a loss. That was what was going on in my dream. So all these randos babatlang go presenter as something else. Modimo wa lentsha. Because I'm a Christian. So even though you can succeed to deceive women into eventually capitulating with you, or even men, vice versa, whatever, to be with you. Those of you who are busy bewitching people and you are giving them these grandiose views of yourself in dreams, like using a body app that gives you a six-pack, they still have to disrobe you and notice ibambo zako, ezingashevangwa, all of your chest hairs with your beer belly that look nothing like what it is that they saw in a dream. You make yourselves a little Adonis in a dream. But in waking, like Papa, the dreams look like you look like Adonis because you're trying to elevate yourself in front of these women. And then when you are in a room together, disappointment. That's how witchcraft works. It is a lie, it's deception. But unfortunately, many people don't get out before they fall. They basically settle for the scraps that they inherit as opposed to that which they signed up for. A lot of people take what little offer is given them that is incomparable to what they thought they were getting. Because this little thing they imagine is the best I'm ever gonna get. They run with the lie that they were presented with. Because apparently nothing else is coming and it felt really good during the time when I was deceived. So I'll run with a fraction of the end user experience. Because a fraction is better than zero. That's what causes people to settle with randos that reeled them in with witchcraft. They get a half-hearted experience that is nothing in comparison to what they thought they were going to get because they were manipulated spiritually. But then they settle with it. Because like I said, half is better than zero. An eighth is better than zero. A quarter is better than zero. At least according to them. They've been deceived. So I dreamed of yet another little pipsqueak man saying that now I need to go back to work. Basically, they're tweaking their witchcraft to send me back to umsebenzi, a 9-to-5 job. Because they know that I am, what do you call this, candid over here? I'm very honest, I'm frank. People know that I live in Johannesburg. They know that I live in Vilgehevel. Because I share such information as that in my content. I would never tell you my street name or my house number. But it is generally known that I live in the west of Johannesburg. So therefore, they imagine that as soon as I go back to corporate South Africa, as soon as I get a 9-to-5 job, given how transparent I am, I will probably walk up here and say, hey, over there, I work for Standard Bank. Let's say. That I would walk up and say I work for Standard Bank, and then they would interrogate which branch of Standard Bank I work at, seeing if they know that my name is Karabo Hlongwane. Find that maybe I work at, like, Stan Lib, Yago Melrose Arc, and then hover, literally, in the parking lot of that company during working hours, after hours, so they can essentially bump into me and say, hi, how's it? Nice to meet you. God showed me that I need to give you a word. God showed me, like, Papa, there was this one chick on TikTok whose video that I watched while I was still on TikTok, I've left TikTok now, who nearly got robbed, right? She nearly got a car getting robbed, but the Holy Spirit told her don't even listen. Where it is that some dude that claims to be asking for directions stopped his car and said, do you know where the KFC is? And this chick, just as she was about to direct him on some go straight and then turn left, right at the robots, and then go straight for 2 streets, and then you will find it on the left. While she was about to explain to this guy where the KFC is at, whatever was the landmark that this guy was looking for, some other woman rocks up on foot and starts to talk with this man. And this dude, then, as this woman is talking with this man, this woman is like, oh my goodness, you look familiar. Something about you is just catching on me spiritually. I don't know what's going on. And then this man is like, you know, it's funny that you should say that, because as I was driving here, I got a vision from the Lord, and he said that I am going to meet you and another young lady today and offer a prophecy. Is your name perhaps Charlotte? And this one is like, yes. Oh my goodness. So it means that this here is a divine appointment. And as soon as this young lady, a student at a university, heard this conversation between this man and this woman, she literally, what the Holy Spirit raised up in her mind, they had no clue they were dealing with a saint. What the Holy Spirit brought up at the top of her mind was, scam, go, just walk, step, scam, go, walk, step. This woman was like, I'm gonna go. This chick, this university student was like, I'm gonna go. I guess you guys have a conversation to have. And this woman and this man were like, no, wait, this is a divine appointment. And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm busy. My mom's calling me. I gotta go. They were trying to scam her. They were trying to make her feel like some godly, I don't know whether they were orchestrating a kidnapping, or they wanted to take her phone or something strange of that nature. But the Holy Spirit immediately told her, as soon as the other woman that was on foot rocked up, that this is a scam, get the step in. And then there was another woman that came on TikTok, but this time around, she was scammed. She was not a Christian. And she shared her experience as one who was duped by, what do you call this, like thieves, people that steal random things at malls. She said that the topic for TikTok was, be careful guys of Menlyn Mall in Pretoria. She was like, be careful of Menlyn Mall, because there are thieves over there, people who steal phones, but they use magic, they use muti, and so you're not gonna know that you've been stolen from, right? And she said that she worked at Menlyn. She was also a student. She worked there as a casual in one of the stores, and she was going to work, and somebody rocked up and asked her for, again, where is the Dion, just like some store. And while this chick is out here trying to tell this dude, Dion is on the 2nd floor, use the elevators, they get there quicker, the escalators, and at the end of the escalators, you'll literally be gawking at the Dion. And just as this chick is out to directing this dude to go to the Dion, some woman rocks up out of nowhere, and the two of them start having a conversation on some, oh my goodness, whoa, it's been a minute, like, whoa, dude, type establishment thing. This chick then, while this woman is busy talking, her phone was in her hands. Her phone was in her hand as she was giving this guy the directions to Dion. The other woman rocks up, is like, hey. This guy literally turns his face to this woman, has a conversation with this woman. This woman never touches this chick, and the two of them are having a conversation in front of her. So that's when she is like, okay, this is my cue. Labantu Laba are ignoring me, so I'm gonna go to work. Lo and behold, as she is walking, maybe 5 meters, 5 footsteps, 6, 7 footsteps, she looks into her hand and her phone is gone, and she has no memory how a phone that was in her hands was gone. And when she looks back, those 2 bandits are gone. And then she goes to work all panicked, tells the security guard, look all over the show for this thing. They investigate cameras, but then one of her colleagues tells her, hey Batong, there are people here in Menlyn that are stealing people's phones, are stealing people's purses, monies, and what have you, entire wallets, and people are reporting the cases to security, saying that they have no recollection as to how this stuff was taken from their pockets. They were not pickpocketed the way that you would feel somebody brazing you and then next thing your purse is gone. Literally, they would have their phone in their hands, walk away with their phone in their hands, and then next thing would be gone. So essentially, it's like something happens to make them get blinded for a season. Like Babas di Tutsaila, they almost get hypnotized by something spiritual. And in the season of their hypnosis, they literally take a phone from your hand while you're standing there as a zombie, and then you snap out of it having a phantom feel of your phone in your hand, and you walk away with your phone gone out of your hand, and you have no memory of the fact that Darling gets a phone. It's the use of witchcraft to basically steal from people without having to accost them, to rough them up, without having to even risk pickpocketing them and them feeling you and being like, hey, you over there, and then getting the security cards running after you. They steal from people using umuti. That second chick that told me about that story, that told us on TikTok about that situation in Mainland, and that be careful of these spiritual matters. I contrasted that story with the one of the chick that had the other lady rock up and, and the guy was driving to wherever asking for directions to go to the KFC or whatever. And I contrasted the two stories, and I was like, literally the differences in the faith of the women. The one chick was a Christian, the other one was just a regular goer through the earth that is yet to know Jesus. And the Christian woman was alerted, get out scam. And she left on some, this is my cue, while the unbeliever stood there and watched a conversation between two people while she was busy explaining directions to Dion. And then as she walked away on some, I guess it's my cue. Wow, when she got to the point of saying, I guess this is my cue, her phone was gone. The difference was Christ. The one was born again, while the other one was lost. That was the difference. So, you see, you hear those two stories that I just told you now. Ever since listening to those videos on TikTok, the Lord keeps on re-energizing those scenarios, both of them. He keeps on re-energizing those scenarios in my mind to help me understand how people want to trick me into meeting them. How they want to trick me into giving away my things to them. My goods, my everythingness, who I am. They want to act like it's a matter of fortuity. Like it's fortuitous for me to just meet them. Like it's a like it is a fortuitous event for me to just meet them as I'm walking on the street. And then them stop their car on some CC Kupari direction. And then I out am on some, this is how you go to the Checkers. And while I'm busy saying this is how you go to the Checkers, there'll be somebody distracting. And then they will start to talk about the things of God. The second event, there was no talk about God or anything like that, just a duping of an unbelieving young woman. The second time around, Basebudi say dreams and visions to try and make this look like a divine appointment. And the Lord keeps on bringing up both events to show me how the people want to scam me out of my future, but also largely Ongbons had the scenario of the girl that was made to be like, okay, this is my Cumin. Cause very weird the situation. The Holy Spirit is telling me Pumpele lana labantu bafuna kugenza wrong, dirty. He's showing me that people want to get me out there again, living, thriving, walking up and down. And then happen by fortuity to be in the office block where I work and then ask me, where is marketing? Where is, what do you call this? Where's marketing? Where can I find HR? Cause I'm new. Or where can I find the bathrooms? Cause I'm visiting the company. And then I'm gonna be like, the male bathroom is over there on the same floor. And then the guy be like, thank you, ma'am. And then walk away and be like, wait, stop. Do I know you from somewhere? Something about you is just giving, like, the Holy Spirit, like I'm Christian, by the way, my name is Temba, how you doing? My name is Karabo, how you doing? The Holy Spirit is telling me that you're very troubled in your soul, and that there's something that feels very sorrowful, and that you feel like, I just feel as if though maybe, it's not a, what do you call this? It's not a chance encounter that we are meeting here while I need to go and use the gentleman's room, because the Spirit of God is just impressing on me that that you're not where you're supposed to be, that you've been really hurt. Okay, I gotta go to my desk now. Goodbye. Yeah. The Lord showed me that these people, like, they keep inventing new ways to sin by gaslighting, catfishing, dystopia. Okay, hemakadi gill starfish. Dystopia dinja. Akilerati. Halerate. Lidisatani. They want to meet me out there in the wilderness, see that it's Cran K from an unperused YouTube channel, and then kishelwe ke a guy o tlo iketsang mo profeta o tlo reng modimo o mpontshitse gore o tlhoka thuso osi, enable some cause of mine along, and then make me, like, literally catch feelings. Except me actually ending up with that rando is all the other prophecies that I got given by God nullified, like the fact that I am going to get married to an American man, and our first pregnancy is going to be twins, a boy and a girl. So nachantikilo nyala some little Karelo. Okay, ko peneng liena, ko Standard Banki on my third week on the job, who just so happened to be in the foyer company and need the male bathroom, and then ask me for the directions that dengi aketa mo abang fa prophecy. Abutile osi. Men and women, relax. Mina nya puphiswa eva. Ke a bontshwa. And hape I would never be the kind of person, given that I've got a YouTube channel, I've got actual content online, to get stopped by some random stranger on the street that then claims to have a word of God to give me that is eerily similar to much of the troubles I shared on my YouTube channel. Your family is not quite right with you, and you feel like a lot has been stolen from you. Do you perhaps know that I've got a YouTube channel? No, I don't. Of course you do. And you've been listening to me for literally years. And all I do there is lament. Monna o tla batla ngotlo ngshela. Ka thus saith the Lord. Ongpontshitse gore mosadi wa ka. And here it is that we meet Momo Company mo sebetsang teng. This is a divine appointment. Bese lenza lena. Based on my content, as a proposal chat in 2 weeks after 1 month since chat deal. And then I must then walk out in these streets. Kelo later, Mudimu brought me together with the love of my life. Because because say all the details of my life when I'm this transparent in my content. Yo, you're catfishing. Nizo tutulwa ever. Lo bulawa, la nkutla lo tlhokafala, lo hengwa. Lo sagiwa, a ke tsebe lo tshiswa ke dikoloi lo boma. Mara ha le tlohem. Ke a le ka tlhaloganya lo ntshwatseleng. Le sa spice ke lem. Le di rubbish di bodile na ke le rat. Mara le busy. I sugar shem. Dystopian nightmare. Ni grand. Like proper this is the Resident Evil and I'm Alice. I've woken up and everybody's a zombie. This country is just filthy as well. Obunye obu hadnok. Kaze nizozama ugyolora umuntu from out of ikamure lakhe. From YouTube. Nimbeke a corporate South Africa so you can bewitch her papa. Little Mpaya in a brick and mortar company. Long Mpaya as a warm body in a chair. Just so you can rock up whatever you can knock on. And then claim to prophesy. You are catfishers. Lankutla. All you do is confirm enough. Without a man feeling like a moki dilales kokwan. Moki dilan le motho nje fela wa se gwapa o tsofetse motho. Ha ke tlo mo gona. Go tshore ke a batlega. Ha eba le tlo plota ha botlhoko hakana. If you're gonna plot and scheme gangaga, it just says that I must be so incredibly majestically awesome that I'm worth the while to beat around the bush toiling so hard just to manipulate me into thinking that God put me together with you. You are trying to orchestrate some satanic diabolical romance. Men and women working together in the occult. It's a Satan that would have lied like no man's business. Oh God, and one guy in particular is after calculating cost to company that he can afford to part ways with on his cost center to hire me in his employ so that he can seduce me over however long it takes. Bese ayongithatha as what I don't know, because from what I understand lo muntu lona uchadile, so either ufuna isithembu or ufuna ukudampa umfazi wakhona to make me a second wife. And then South Africa, I don't really know what his strategy is or as a person, whether or not unyetsi or usengili. But bottom line is he's an occult practitioner. He makes his money through dirty deeds. Do you understand? Yeah. And he feels like I need to work again so that he can come to where I work and tell me, thus saith the Lord. He showed me that you are a troubled soul that I can help. And then there was a third man that the Lord showed me. Wants me ukuthi ngiyobuyela esontweni. Funa ukuthi ngiyobuyela esontweni ukuthi ayovakashela isonto lami. These are the ones abanginyanyisayo the most. The ones that infiltrate amasonto. I mean, corporate South Africa is bad enough in infiltration, but at least it's secular. It is secular. Hale kopana le mosadi ko officing wa mzalwane. Le mo batla kankane, le mo foster hore a sebetse so you can shella her. Okay? Mara ha se tlo kena ko ntlong ya modimo. On that day you are brazen in your intention, Lankut. On that day you are basically trying to invigorate